Questions for Nick Nurse, Doug in the front.
Doug Smith, the Toronto Star. The sort of game of attrition, and you were able to get, 16 minutes out of Fred in a row, 20 minutes out of Mark in a row at the end. What do you just say about those kind of players?
Well, I think just in general, Doug, we played with a much tougher mindset, right? And I thought we were kind of gritty, and we didn't really have much choice there. Those guys had to roll those minutes, and they kept on playing and fighting and doing everything they could to keep us in the game and make plays.
Mike Ganter on the right.
Nick, back here. Before the game, obviously, a lot of people were thinking you were going to make some changes, and you kind of hinted that you might make some. Everybody seemed to be of the opinion that it was going to be personnel changes. What made you stick with what you had?
Well, I said lineup changes. I didn't say starting lineup changes. So we played a lot of different lineups tonight, and we changed at least 3, if not 4, of the matchups to start the game. So, and then, we brought Norm in early and Serge in early, and we went big. We never did get to really small, but we were playing, caught a lot of different lineups because of foul trouble and double overtime and all that stuff. So I think some of those changes were pretty good to us. But again, we just played a lot tougher, man. We were up guarding, and we were physical, and we were ready to play tonight.
Eric Corrine, The Athletic, to your left. A lot of questions that are all basically about Kawhi here. He seemed like he was favoring his leg at the beginning. Do you have any update on that? And what can you say about both his defense on Giannis and the way he defended all game, basically?
Yeah, I think first of all, his defense was probably the biggest key of the game, right? I think he made not only did he just play good, right, but he made some huge plays with some steals and ripaways and breakaways that were, offense was hard to come by there for both teams for a while. And anytime you can get a steal and a breakout, it's like, a huge momentum play. But yeah, he was good. I think he's okay. That was a lot of minutes, but I think he's okay.
Over on the right.
Dan Weinke with the Los Angeles Times. Along those lines, he shatters his kind of career high in minutes tonight by I think 7 or 8 minutes. How tired was he down the game? It looked like every time he could get a blow to the bench, he was taking advantage of it.
Yeah, there was only one time when he looked really, really tired for me. We had a timeout, and I asked him if he wanted a quick one. I can't quite remember when. It seems like it was midway through, I think the fourth, with about 6 or 5 something to go in the fourth, and he said nah, he was good. And then we kind of decided that if Giannis came back out on the floor, he'd stay in, and if Giannis stayed out, he'd take a little break. But Giannis came back in, so he said, I'm ready to roll.
Coach John Schumann.
He's probably pretty tired right now, though. I'm pretty tired.
Defending Giannis is a 5-man job. Is it any less of a 5-man job if Leonard is the primary defender there, like he was tonight?
No, it is. It's a team. It's a team deal with him, right? But again, I thought. Listen, Kawhi did a great job. You guys watched the game. He was up and not, again, giving him quite as much runway to get flying off of. But so were the other guys that ended up on him in a switch or different parts of the game. They were all a little bit more locked in. Again, we took steps forward to get physical. The other night we were backing away from everything.
Nick, Steve Simmons, Toronto Sun. Considering what you went through all season, not knowing when he was going to play, how much he was going to play, how much you were going to play him, the whole load management thing, can you put into perspective what tonight was?
Well, I think Steve is like, it never during the season bothered me one bit, right? We started with a plan that we thought was really sensible because he hadn't played in like a year or something like that, or played very little, right, in a whole season beforehand. So we trimmed his minutes, we trimmed his games, we left him out of back-to-backs, and that was only kind of the plan at the beginning. And then we were doing okay, picking off some wins, et cetera. So we were maybe able to load manage more than we were originally planning, and it seemed to be going good, and we go from there. But I mean, you guys have heard his famous line that he said these first 82 games are just practice. And I thought we were going to see another gear out of this guy, and I think the load management and all that kind of stuff helped, and we'll see.
Coach Steve Brotherston, Pro B-Ball. We saw through the Philadelphia series a lot of games with low shooting percentages, more grit and grind than anything else. Is that the team's identity that you formed in the playoffs?
Well, it looks like it is, right? I'm not so sure that's who we were a lot of the season, right? We were kind of spraying and shooting well, and I think we were the number 1 3-point shooting team in the league after the Gasol trade and stuff. I still think we're creating a lot of good shots. I'm still hoping some more of them go in. I think they will. But we are pretty gritty on D. So we are playing. I mean, when we played it here for 2 of the 3 games, our defense has been darn good, and that gives you a chance no matter how well you shoot it. I think we turned it over a lot in the second half, and that hurts your defense, right? You just don't. There's no defense for that. So we're gonna have to do a little better job of taking care of the ball if we want to give our defense a chance.
Last question.
Nick, to your left, Reed Forgrave with CBS Sports. You spoke before the game about being aggressive, especially on their rim protectors, their long rim protectors. Is that more just a mentality, or is that a schematic thing for you?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I think you don't really have, you always, I always say offense is about creating space, and if there's certain areas of the floor that are crowded, you got to move to the free areas. And with Lopez in the paint,
Thank you.
a lot. When Lopez in the paint, a lot. Rovin, you in a hurry?
What?
All right. You got to go to move to the open space and take advantage of it. And tonight, again, I think our mentality was just better tonight. Our feet are ready, our hands are ready, and like you said, our mentality was a little bit better to go ahead and pull the trigger. Good. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.